Welcome back to the program. With me now, the Shadow Employment Minister, Brendan O'Connor. Let me start with the controversy around the CFMEU. Of course, Your brother is one of the most senior figures in that union. The government's talking about deregistering that union.
Yeah.
Are they ready for... Or are you ready for what's going to be a fight?
I don't know. Look, it sounds quite desperate and an overreach by the Prime Minister to attack what was clearly an unacceptable tweet by one union official and then seek to remove all industrial protection for timber workers, clothing workers, construction workers, maritime workers. It's a massive overreach based on an unacceptable tweet, which I know has been taken down, and the union official in question has apologised, as he should. But I just think that's a desperate act by a desperate Prime Minister who really has, you know, got major problems within his government.
But it's not hard to whip up outrage about that sort of tweet, is it? They're their own worst enemy, aren't they?
And I think it was an unacceptable tweet. He's explained why he did it. I mean, he explained that he had police arrest him in front of his children. Obviously, he's been affected by that on charges that were dropped sensationally. But that doesn't condone the tweet, but neither does it rationalise or justify a Prime Minister seeking to rip away hundreds of thousands of workers' employment industrial protections by deregistering an organisation that represents them.
A few other issues we should touch on. Rob Harrison, the Herald Sun, has got a story in relation to the $4.4 billion compromise with the Catholic and independent schools. That should smooth things over for the coalition government, you would have thought.
We only know that because there is clearly systemic leaks now. A sinking ship has leaks, Kieran, and this is a sinking ship, the Morrison government, and we're going to see, I think, continually from this point on, more disclosure of internal decision-making by the former Prime Minister and the current government. But as for their relationship with the Catholics, they've been quite, I think, abrasive and rude towards the Catholic Education Office. They were talking about taking pieces of silver, most recently by the former Education Minister. Quite an abusive and disrespectful metaphor, you would think, to Catholic representatives. Remember this, though, the bulk of the money to the education system that's been taken away is in public schools. None of that's being redressed. So of the $17 billion, 85% of the shortfall is in the public school system. Of course, I haven't heard Scott Morrison say he has any concern for public schools. In fact, he attacked the public school system only recently by saying he wouldn't send his kids there as if there was something wrong with the public school system.
You want to focus on one other thing I should ask you about in terms of company profits vis-a-vis workers' wages. You say the latest ABS stats are showing that there's a disconnect there.
The ABS Business Indicator came out yesterday and shows that profits are outstripping the rate of profits that are outstripping the rate of wage growth by fivefold. Now, there's been a breakdown between, the nexus between profits and wages is broken, and that's why we need to see better laws in place that provide balance for working people to negotiate fair outcomes for employers, but most importantly for their workforce.
And is this when you say you need to rework the arrangements or redo the deal, is this what Sally McManus, the union movement and Labor are saying?
Well before Sally McManus was appointed, I can assure you, if you look at the speeches that Bill Shorten gave and the commitments were made before the last election, and then since then we've been looking at ways to arrest the decline in power in workplaces of working people. The Reserve Bank Governor has made clear there is something amiss when you can't see decent wage outcomes. When you've got profits and productivity going well and wages flatlining, private sector workers' wages are falling in real terms. This is a real problem. And it's not just a problem for those workers, it is a problem for the economy, because it's those workers who stimulate the economy because they spend almost all that they earn, and that's affecting aggregate demand, which is affecting our economic prospects too.
Brendan O'Connor, appreciate it. Shadow Employment Minister, we'll talk to you soon. After the break, we're going to cross